Good morning, babe. Well, I'm pretty fired up again this morning. RFK now is going after autism. As someone who has raised an autistic son, you know, this has many people, parents like myself, a little worried. Like, why them? Why single them out?
Well,
what's the deal?
I don't know the deal. Because you run across a million autistic people every single day that fall somewhere on that spectrum, and you don't know it. So this notion that every autistic person is some drain on the system or sitting in the corner rocking back and forth drooling on themselves makes no sense, because that's just not the case. So I don't know what the point is. I don't know what his hang up is with this, or what the hang up with it is in general. These people have spent 30, 40 years now worrying about this boogeyman that isn't even really a problem for 99.9% of the people that deal with it. So I don't understand it. I've never understood it. And most of the research that's tied into what causes it has been debunked. It's trash research. The autism vaccine thing has been debunked a million times. Exactly. A million times. Mm-hmm. There was one study done like 40 years ago, 30 years ago, and after the study was done, they figured out that the guy lied. Everything he did was a lie. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, okay, if you want to do a legitimate research project to try to figure out if this is environmental or hereditary or whatever, and you want to get some real results, okay, great. But that's not what this is. This is working backwards. He already thinks vaccines cause autism. He put a timeline on when he's going to figure this out. That's not how science works. You don't go, I'm going to figure out this massive problem in 3 months. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work. Mm-hmm. The real problem is we're going into the slippery slope territory. Oh, we're doing autism this week, and then what's next week? Well, next week it's, trans people are mentally ill, so we need a registry for them. And
oh my God.
Cancer people are...
Don't put that out there.
Cancer people...
Please.
Cancer people are a drain on the system,
Stop.
so we need a registry for that. Well, no, that's what this is. This is what the Nazis did. First it was this, then it was that. Then the next thing you know, you got fucking Jewish stars pinned to your fucking... It doesn't stop.
This needs to...
It doesn't stop. So, the autism boogeyman thing, I really don't get.
I don't think people realize how many autistic children exist in the world, because autism is a spectrum. Right. There is a spectrum and a range of what autism is. Now, we can suspect that you're on a higher Asperger's. I would say you're on that Asperger's level, even though you haven't been diagnosed.
Word. That is a Nazi term that was done by a Nazi
really?
doctor. Autism is autism. And there's a spectrum to it, and you're high functioning or you're low functioning.
Well,
I mean, that's not your fault. I'm just saying.
I didn't know that, but since the last time when my son got diagnosed, and by the way, I've always known something was, there was something going on since he was the age of 2, but I didn't get him diagnosed until he was 13, because I went and did the research. I literally went into the library and did a bunch of research and started reading up on it. And then I went to some specialists to help me navigate his diagnosis and for him to be
But you just said something very important. You just said something very important.
What?
About diagnosing and whatever. Like, their big hang up is, there's so many autistic people now. No, there's not. We just learned shit.
Exactly. Exactly. That was think about this. This was, at that time, think about it. If it was 2 years old, Dominique would have been, it was 1994. And autism wasn't even a thought of a thing. Everybody, when they thought about it, they thought about Rain Man. You know what I mean? Remember the movie Rain Man? That was when that came about, and then then it really started becoming a thing.
You go back even further. Like, mild cases were, oh, you're just quirky, or you're quiet, or you're particular, or whatever. Severe cases usually got thrown in with the R word that we don't use anymore. Like, severely people, like non-verbal.
Oh, yeah, yes.
So,
yes.
And then there's this everywhere in between where you just didn't get diagnosed. And look, I don't need to be fucking diagnosed. I live my life. I have my particulars.
You're high functioning. My son, and let me just be clear, my son is high functioning.
He's got a job.
But I had to, I worked with Dominique, you know what I mean? Like, he was on a schedule. He loves routine, and you know what I mean? And he graduated college, even with honors. He also has a full-time job and has his own apartment and drives his own car, even though it took him a long time to want to drive. But he drives. He drives now, and now he has his own car, and he knows how to fix things. He has awesome skills. He's an artist, just like me. And he's also a contractor. He does all kinds of contracting stuff as a skill set. He's amazing in every way.
Into this,
and a tax-paying citizen, and loves his country. And guess what? At one point wanted to serve his country, but because he has a disability, he was unable to.
Right. But again,
do you think that might be an angle?
No, I don't know what the angle is.
I'm just saying.
I don't know what. I can't figure out what the hang up is on this, because like I said, 99% of the people that deal with this or have it or whatever you want to call it, they just go about their fucking business. And they have their peculiarities, and they have their things that they dig in on, and they have their areas of expertise and whatever, and maybe they don't always have the best, like, I can sit here and talk to you guys all day. If we were all sitting in the same room with each other, I wouldn't want to talk to any of you. Like, it's just, I wouldn't make eye contact with you. I'd have to get a couple drinks in me before I started talking to people.
That's like, really weird.
I know! I eat the same thing every day. I wear the same clothes every day. Like, I have my, but you would never know that, because I just get up and I go to work and I come home, and her son does the same thing, and like, it's a non-problem to me. I don't understand it. I don't get it. You talk to these people online, you see these groups of people, they're just going to work, they're just living their lives. And there are the super low functioning people, but you have those in every group. So I don't understand what this mission is. I don't understand what this mission is about, and I certainly don't think you're going to solve the problem in 3 months. So it's a scary thing. It's a slippery slope. It's kind of fun to make jokes about it and poke fun at these idiots, because that's what they are and they deserve it. But yeah, it's not great.
I'm kind of wondering. We're getting closer to a revolution, no doubt. I mean, it's going to next levels, and people are starting to wake up to this shit.
It's like I said from the beginning. At some point, they're going to overplay their hand.
They're overplaying their hand now.
Well,
they've been overplaying their hand. I'll just put it out there. But they're overplaying their hand now.
Now you have these colleges pushing back because they're trying to defund them, and you have these little.
Good for Harvard too.
You have these pockets of people and places that are starting to be like, hey, what does this have to do with anything?
Right.
So I don't know. We'll see.
All right.